Hey, Grandma Jenny, who is this white woman among all these old pictures of her black folks? Well, Andre, that is my grandmother, Jennie Lindsay. My mama named me after her. But, Grandma Jenny, she's white and we're black. Well, Andre, my grandmother Jenny was a mulatto house slave at a Tennessee tobacco plantation before the Civil War. Her father was Irish, and her mother was half black and Indian. Does that make me a black Irish? I hardly think so, Andre. I hardly think so. Ugh. She looks like an ugly white boy in drag. What happened to her head? Let me tell you the story of the black cat. Thank you, Grandma Jenny and Andre, for introducing the story. Grandma Jenny is no longer with us in the present. She died in 2000. A little Andre over here grew up to compete at Mont Story Slams. So I will be your narrator tonight. You can just call me the narrator. Like Aladdin's lamp, a shoebox of old family photos summons me whenever no one is left to tell the old stories, the type of old stories families pass down for generations. This story clocks in at 155 years, give or take a few years. So, let us begin where many stories begin. Once upon a time, in the American South, before the Civil War, there lived a slave girl named Jenny. Jenny was a mulatto with blonde hair and fair skin. She almost looked white. Her pappy was an Irish tobacco planter named Master Harris, and her mammy was a half-black, half-Iroquois Indian slave woman who served as his mistress. Even though Master had a white wife and his mistress had a black slave husband, they all lived together in a big brick house with tall white columns like you see in the South. If Master's wife had a problem with his living arrangements, she did not show it. Instead, she taught Jenny how to read and write. Light-skinned Jenny and her mammy never labored in the tobacco fields with the dark-skinned slaves. They served as house servants in the big house. Jenny's mammy was the cook, while Jenny was the upstairs maid. But it was Jenny's job to get up early in the morning, go to the kitchen, close the stove door her mammy left open the night before to warm the house, clank, wood, clunk, clunk, matches. And light the wood-burning stove so her mammy can begin another day of cooking. By and by, Master's wife died. All the slaves mourned her loss, including Jenny. But then, the widower marries this other woman. None of the slaves liked her from the very beginning. The new missus looked around the big house at the living arrangements and thought, what? He's living up here in this big house with his mulatto mistress and bastard child? I thought this would be my house, that he would love me, and that we would have children together. I'm certainly not going to raise his bastard child, Jenny. One day, the new missus suggested to her husband, honey, is it possible that Jenny and her mammy could move out of the big house to the slave quarters and work in the fields with the rest of the slaves? We can get new house slaves. But my dear, I gotta kick Jenny and her mammy out of the big house. I love Jenny. She is my flesh and blood. I never whip or mistreat her. She is family, and I'm the master of this here plantation, and what I say goes. If you can have your pets, I'll have mine. Oh, aren't you the most adorable little black cat? I think I'll call you nigger. Here, nigger, nigger, here, nigger. The mulatto made Jenny chocolate to stink eye. What? Are you talking to me? Oh no, dear. I was not talking you, unless you want to answer by that name. I was talking about a little black cat here. I just got it today. I named it Nigger. Since you answered by call anyhow, I need you to pop silverware today. They're filthy. I'm only supposed to serve upstairs. Ma'am. The previous missus spoiled you as a slave by teaching you to read and write. But it is a new day here in the South. I'm not the new missus this here plantation. You will pause to silverware spotless or I will have you whipped. Papa never whips me. I'm his daughter. He loves me. We'll see about that. Come, nigger. Husband, look at my linens. Jennie scorched these on purpose. You have to whip her and put her in her place. I will talk with her. Pappy, Mrs. giving more work than I can do, and she keeps calling her black cat nigger. Now, Jack, you have always been good. I never had any problems with you. But if you don't mind, if you don't listen to the new missus, I will whip you. I don't like it. The black cat named Nigger had a habit every night after the fire went out in the kitchen stove and Mammy left the stove door open to warm the house. Nigger climbed into the stove to sleep, especially on cold winter nights. So when Jennie awoke in the morning to light the stove, oh. Scat cat, you always sleep in the warm stove after Mammy finishes cooking. One of these days, you are going to get it. This went on day after day in the big house. Mrs. calling her black cat, here nigger, here nigger. Jennie complaining to her master, Pappy, Mrs. gave me work that I can do. She keeps calling her black cat nigger. Master replying, I'm sorry, Jennie. You have to obey to the missus or I will whip you. And nigger leaped from the stove whenever Jennie went to go light it in the morning. Scat cat! One morning, after Mrs. and Jennie argued the night before, Jennie awoke as usual and clunk! I got you now! Clunk, clunk. You will never escape that stove to hear your name called again. Mrs. Oh wait. Nigger? Is that you? Here, nigger, nigger. Here, nigger. Here, nigger. Oh, what's that horrible burning smell? Oh no. Oh no. The kitchen stove. Ah! Towel. Oh, I bet she's gonna go tell her master. I better stop her. She's out in the fields. She's my house slave. Better go stop her quick. Come here, you. You are going to get it now. Let go of my arm. Let go of my arm. Slap. You better not whip me. You better not whip me. Oh no. I will not whip you, but my husband, your master, will. Ah. I see him coming in from the fields now. I am going to tell him. Help! Help! Jennie put a nigger in the stove! Jennie put a nigger in the stove! I I warned you. I told you to whip her and put her in her place, but you wouldn't listen to me. Now she's burned up my cap. You have to whip her. I won't talk with her. All you do is talk. All right then. Jennie! Jennie! Come here, girl. Why did you do that? You know how Miss Mrs. loves nigger. Nigger never did anything to you. Now, I told you. Now, you know that is wrong. I know. But Mrs. started first. Now, Jennie, I warned you, and I told you that you had to obey the missus. Now you burned up her cat. I'm afraid, Jennie, that I'm going to have to whip you. Please don't whip me! Please don't whip me! Please! Come on, Jennie. Let's go to the barn. You know I don't want to hurt you. Jennie! 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 Don't run, Jennie! Please don't run! Jennie ran through the tobacco fields. The slaves looked up and watched the chase as the distance widened between master and slave, father and daughter. Jennie, stop! Jennie, stop! Damn her! And a fit of rage, master picked up a hatchet from the woodpile and flung it at Jennie. Whack! The hatchet struck Jennie in the back of the head. Jennie was struck in the back of the head with the hatchet. She screamed and fell to the ground. No! No! Oh, Jennie! Oh, Jennie! Why did you run? Why did you run? The blood! The blood! Help! Help! Somebody write it down quick to get the doctor! Oh, oh Jennie, I'm gonna use the best help I can find. I'm gonna take you back in the house. Oh, Jennie! Master paused and glared at the missus, who just stood there. And then Master put Jennie to bed. Oh, 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 oh God, it's done. Oh God, oh. Jennie, Jennie. I'm so sorry, Jennie. I didn't mean to do it. I'm gonna make it up to you somehow. Jennie survives her father's hatchet blow to the back of her head. As for Mrs., she never said another ill word to Jennie again. She lost her cat. She lost her house slave because Jennie received a light workload after she recovered. And in a sense, she lost her husband too because the accident bound father and daughter together. Eventually, Mrs. lost the Civil War. When Master freed his slaves, he gave to Jennie the silverware she used to polish and the linen she used to iron. And to her mammy and steppappy, he gave tobacco seeds so they can ride away a mule-drawn wagon to start their own farm up north. But Jennie's greatest gifts were her life, her liberty, and this story to tell over and over again. Whenever somebody got and asked her, "Girl, what happened to your head?" This concludes this narration of the story. We will now return to Grandma Jennie and Andre in the past to bring the story full circle. And that, Andre, was the story of the black cat. Wow, so I'm a direct descendant of this woman? Yes, Andre, you'd be my grandmother Jennie's great-great-grandchild. Wow. I like the part about the axe. Whoosh, 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 back. Ah! Pick up that bitch, Andre. It is over when 100 years old. I'm sorry, Grandma. Most people only remember the acts. Oh no, Grandma Jenny. I'm gonna write your whole story down in my diary tonight. Darn it! I should have tape recorded you telling your story. I never know when you're gonna spring one of your old stories on me. There'll be other times, Andre. There'll be other times. Wow. Jennie Lindsay.
Yeah.
Great-great-grandmother, Jennie Lindsay, the mulatto slave. This is her story. I also want to thank my ancestors who helped pass this story down through the centuries. My grandmother, Jennie Moore of Victorville, who told me the story. My brother, Mickey Down Thompson, who recorded it on an audio cassette. My mother, who encouraged me to keep a diary, so I actually wrote the story down, so I had like 2 sources for the story. And on technical, I'd like to thank Monique Harris for the graphic design, my cousin Gina Dawson, who helped coach me, James Mitchell over there, the videographer, and I thank my partner, Robert Perry, and you, the audience at the Marsh, and the Monday Night Marsh was an opportunity for my family to share an old family story to the wider world. Thank you very, very much.